If it is or if it ain't, it's gonna come out. I hope that you all had a great weekend. Mine was a little bit more than fine. Y'all know that we were celebrating my little guy on Saturday, and those of you all that follow me on social media may have seen a glimpse of our Saturday morning. Shout out to Bro Bros Bites because Mr. Derek of Bro Bros Bites um, is the one that blessed us with that opportunity to take our little guy to the zoo. So shout out to him. Thank you so much for the invitation, and we had a great time. And I think little man had an awesome time too, seeing some animals up close for the very first time at the zoo. We went to Zoo Atlanta, and yeah, I think it was a good time. We went early that morning. We pretty much did my plan, but we didn't go by the itinerary at all. So yeah, once we got in there, we just kind of wung it or winged it or however you want to say it, and just kind of walked around and did our thing. The very first thing we did was feed the flamingos, which apparently, stood out to him because I noticed he talked about it later on that evening, like, oh, I want to go back and see the flamingos. He had seen all these other animals, but he kept talking about the flamingos. So, hey, shout out to Zoo Atlanta for that, perfectly placed lake with the flamingos in it that we got a chance to feed them. We also fed goats and pet goats and things like that. I had a few other feeding opportunities on the itinerary, but we didn't do any of that. All the rest of the animals we did see, though. I got this really cute picture of him, like, right up at the glass looking at a lion, and it looked like the lion was looking dead at him. I was like, oh my goodness. But yeah, got a lot of good little pictures. Got a cute picture of him with the meerkat, looking real closely at it and stuff like that. So yeah, man, it was a good time. Yeah, that's what we did Saturday morning, and then Saturday evening, his nana stopped by and gave him his birthday gift. But I guess anytime Nana comes by, he thinks that it's time for him to go. So this guy went and grabbed his clothes and was like, "Okay, see y'all tomorrow." We like, "Oh wow!" Like this kid is, make his own arrangements apparently. So he went to spend the night with his nana. And yeah, so then Sunday rolled around, and your girl, I did get on up and went on to church, which was very good. Glad I went. Got a good word. Got a good confirming word. Um, got my feel for the week and everything like that. And so yeah, I'll talk a little bit more about that later on. But yeah, yesterday was quite busy. Y'all know that I was booked yesterday as well. So after church, I tried to kind of relax a couple of hours in between. Um, and then, yeah, got ready for my show last night, which was really, really good. Shout out to my homegirl, Summer Kai of Skies Designs. Um, she went along and she had her first opportunity to play a dual role yesterday with Miracle Plays. So, shout out to her. Um, and yeah, we went to bring a birthday party to life by performing our show Mardi Gras Mask Murder. So yeah, man, if you guys are interested in me and my shows and things like that, you guys can go to actressmiraclesims.com and you should see a link that says Miracle Plays LLC, and that is my entertainment company here in Atlanta. And yeah, we're available to be booked, and we'll go wherever we booked. So I know my mom laughs at that, but yeah, we'll go and travel wherever we are booked to go and travel. So yeah, yesterday's event was in Conyers, and yeah, that's where we went to do the show. So shout out to that family that booked us. Shout out to the birthday girl who played a fabulous character as well, and yeah, her whole family was cool. They all really got into it, as people tend to do at these shows, and yeah, it was a good time. A good time was had by all. By the end of the day, y'all, I was pretty much tired. I don't know if I would say I was fasting yesterday morning or whatever, but maybe something like that because I didn't eat basically. Um, and I guess this is what leads me to that topic today. So let me go ahead and tell y'all about this topic. So I guess I'm having a convicted slash confessional moment today because basically on my way back home from the event that I did last night, um, I'm driving and I turn off on our exit, and there was a man that, was walking through the cars, miming that he was hungry and thirsty. And at one point, I thought to give him the plate because okay, so basically I did the show. Y'all know I did the show or whatnot, and sometimes people offer to let you, take food with you when you do shows or whatnot and do parties. So the hostess, told me, hey, you can get some food. And so I grabbed some food, I tried to get enough for me and my husband just in case he was there and wanted something or whatever. But I just made like a nice plate or whatever, and we got ready to leave X, Y, and Z. So on the way home, there was this man again at the stoplight. Once I got off my exit, he was miming that he was hungry and thirsty and walking through the cars. And I just, at one split second, I thought to give him the plate, but well, I didn't give him the plate. Uh, and I probably have my reasons, you know what I'm saying? And which may not be good reasons at all. So, because granted, I mean, here's one thing. I will confess this. Like, I feel like this month has been blessed. You know what I mean? Like, your girl has. I got bookings this month. I just did one yesterday. I got another one coming up. Actually, the next couple of weekends, I have more bookings technically coming up. I actually got a meeting today about one of them for the one for the weekend. And so, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got bookings coming in. That means I have some funds, which means, like, I was able to obviously pay Miss Summer to be part of the show yet last night. Um, and, I got enough that's on the way to be able to take care of the team that is working with me virtually. So, so God be the glory for that, I'm going to try to go ahead and handle that as soon as possible. So technically, I may have a few dollars after I do that that technically I could have got me something else to eat last night, or maybe I could have just came home and ate something that we had here. So I technically could have gave the man a plate. But I don't know. I guess I second guessed that thought for whatever reason, and I didn't give it to him and whatnot. And so again, I may have my reasons, whatever, but again, they don't seem that important in this moment because then I woke up at 1:53 this morning, and I'll read the verse that I came across. So that was part of the conviction. Then I also read the Strong's number that was attached to that as well, and that as well was a part of the conviction that I feel this morning, and it made me also think about the sermon from yesterday. So I'm just like, well, Lord, I don't want to disappoint you, and I hate to feel like I've disappointed you by not giving the plate. But the most I can do, I guess, in this moment is confess. So that's where the topic came from today, and I'm obviously going to go a little deeper with this concept. But yeah, I mean, I guess I'm just being open and honest that I am human out here too. I'm not perfect. And here's one way. And I think I told y'all about that in the past that, obviously I struggle in this area. I feel much better being prepared to give than feeling like forced to give, but still, regardless of my reasons for not giving the plate, obviously this morning I feel convicted by it, and here I am sharing it for the Jews. So let's get into it, y'all. Let's get into it. So when I woke up this morning, Okay, well, yeah, I'll go ahead and say y'all in the order. So basically, I woke up this morning. I told you I woke up at 1:53. And this is the verse that I found when I looked up 153 this morning. It's Luke 153. It says, He hath filled the hungry with good things, and the rich he hath sent empty away. So I'm like, Lord, are you upset with me that I didn't give the plate? Like, I was like, oh, I was like, I could have gave the plate. You right. You right. The man said he was hungry, and there's all these verses that talk about what we should do for the hungry. And I could have gave a man a plate, and I didn't get a man a plate, and now I feel like God's mad at me for not giving a plate. Now he probably not mad at me, but I'm just saying that's how I feel. You know how we feel like that sometimes? We feel like, God is mad at me, like God hates me. That might not be the truth, but I'm just saying that's how sometimes I feel. Maybe we all feel that way. We feel convicted, or who knows? Maybe it's the devil using this against me. Like, you didn't give that plate away. You're not a good Christian. I don't know. I don't know. It could be both. It could be a little of both happening. But yeah, so that's what I woke up with this morning, right? And I guess that stood out to me this morning because I'll share with you guys one of the main things of the message. So y'all told y'all that the church is giving out these cards about dares, truth and dares, right? And so the dare this week was to I dare you to begin planting good seed in one area of your life. So that's what the dare of this week was. And so I could have planted that good seed, right, to give the plate. Um, that could have been, I guess, a missed opportunity for me. Um, and because the truth is, according to what we received yesterday, is that you reap what you sow, and that's what the message was about yesterday. And I was all ready to sow some good seeds. You know what I'm saying? I was ready, like when I left church yesterday morning, whatever. I was ready to sow good seeds. But then after I did my event or whatever, I didn't give the plate. I don't know. I mean, now, okay, so here's some of my reasons. Even though, again, I keep avoiding telling y'all my reasons. I'm not trying to come up with the excuses, but I mean, okay, so I didn't eat yesterday. Okay, so that's one reason I didn't give the plate, because I just told y'all I did not eat the whole day. When I woke up that morning, I went and did the show, I did all this stuff, and I didn't eat. So that's probably one of the reasons I second guessed the idea of giving the plate. And then also because my excuses. Y'all see how we make excuses? Anyway, and maybe another reason is because I'm in financial fitness, right? And I haven't been trying to spend. I'm not supposed to be spending, right, beyond what we need. Now, so I've been trying not to spend too much. Like, even for my son's birthday, I didn't go over the top and get our family T-shirts and all the stuff that I had in mind to do. I kind of did the bare minimum, you know what I mean, for his birthday and stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, I might have made some money yesterday to be able to buy some. I could have bought me something and gave the man the plate. But again, this was another reason I second guessed it. Okay, because I was like, I have food now versus giving this away and then having to go either buy something or whatever, or I could have just came home and made something of what we had here because we do have food. But it's just I could have gave the plate. But anyway, so let me share this other verse. This is a verse that when I read it yesterday at church, it was just one of those things that was like, wow, this is good. This is a moment. Thank you, Lord, for this reminder. It says, the one who sows righteousness reaps a sure reward. Okay. So yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, I woke up this morning and read that verse when it was 153, and I just felt convicted by not doing what my first thought was, which was to give the man the plate. And then I guess to to reiterate my conviction this morning, I read the Strong. So I told y'all the Strong Concordance is this another resource for the Bible. And so here are the words that I came across when I looked up 153. I came across ahi sku nam ahi, and that means be ashamed. Oh. I was like, Lord, oh God, you ashamed of me? Are you ashamed because I didn't give the man the plate? Lord. And then the other word that I came across is Ed Raw. and that means by force. So I don't know where by force came in with this conversation, but that's what I came across this morning. That leads to my conviction, and I'm here confessing this morning. I'm confessing this morning my convicted heart, I guess. And here is why I'm confessing, if anybody's wondering. John 1, 1 John 1:9 says, if we confess our sins, he is faithful and just to forgive us our sins and to cleanse us from all unrighteousness. So here I am confessing my sins, hopefully to be cleansed, y'all. And then Proverbs 28:13 says, whoever conceals his transgression will not prosper, but he who confesses and forsakes then will obtain mercy. So here I am, another humble person, just confessing my sins, and letting y'all know that I too am human. I too struggle with, I guess, not only just hearing from God, but I guess acting on what I hear. I do feel convicted by not giving the plate. Y'all can let me know what y'all think. Look, is this the Lord convicting me in my heart, or is this Satan pointing the finger at me, calling me a bad Christian? I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. But as for me right now, I feel led to share this with you all this morning. So that's where my juice comes from. Y'all can go deeper. I did, read some more verses that are centered around, how we're supposed to handle the hungry. And that led more to convictions as well. Because it just repeatedly says, if someone's hungry, feed them. And I'm like, well, Lord, I mean, all right, here we go. Some more confessions. So I won't tell you all what happened earlier this week, because maybe I'm going to keep that to myself. But as for the gentleman yesterday, he seemed to be an able-bodied gentleman. And maybe that's judging, but he's walking, you know what I'm saying, and whatnot. And I'm just saying, there's a lot of things that go with like this. And not to say that the man, wasn't hungry. I'm not saying that. I guess maybe I couldn't think clearly because I had worked and didn't eat all day. I don't know. I'm just being honest with y'all. Just being open and honest about, like, sometimes what we think, right? Well, and what I personally thought yesterday and whatnot. So all of those things played a part in me second guessing the thought to give the man the plate. And here I am talking about it this morning. So, yeah, so we can all go deeper with this. We can all go deeper. You guys can look up for yourself verses that are centered around what we should do for the hungry and whatnot. Y'all can look those verses up yourself. But yeah, that's the juice today. That is the juice. I mean, I guess when you hear God's voice, act on it, sow good seeds, be better than me. Be better than me and go ahead and sow the good seed and understand that you're going to reap a good harvest in return. And that's the juice. That is the juice. The Bible verse of today is Psalm 107:1. It says, oh, give thanks unto the Lord, for he is good, for his mercy endureth forever. Friends, I hope you all enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration and juice. I pray you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow, if the Lord's will. Bye-bye.
Welcome to the Glowhood Podcast. I'm your host, Danielle Mamu. This is a safe space where we explore various societal concepts, Black issues, and dive deep into unconventional topics. Join us every week on all podcast platforms for your dose of inspiration, motivation, and education. Can't wait for you to join us.